Good evening and welcome to Different Perspectives. I'm Paul Ndiho in Washington. Tonight we turn to South Sudan, where political pressure is building on multiple fronts. In Juba, the treason trial of the first Vice President Riek Machar was adjourned after prosecutors presented digital evidence described as incomplete and inconsistently arranged. At the same time, in Nairobi, the Tumain initiative has entered its second week. The objective is clear: to produce a national consensus charter within 28 days, an attempt to replace the fragile 2018 peace framework. In under President William Ruto, with the support of IGAD, it's facilitating these talks. Fighting, of course, continues in Jonglei state. Displacement is rising. Elections are scheduled for December 2026. Joining us tonight are the leaders of a new political party, the Progressive Democratic Alliance, or commonly known as PDA. And my guests tonight are General Peter Chol Gatluk, Wow, and Major General Dak Bol Deng. Gentlemen, welcome to Different Perspectives.
Yo, welcome, Paul.
How are you guys?
It is a pleasure. We are fine.
Okay, very good. So I want us to maybe let's start off by, I'm going to start with you, General Peter. I want you to break it down for us. Where are you? What political party you represent? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you are in the opposition.
Well, currently now I'm in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I'm a chief diplomat for Progressive Democratic Alliance, PDA. We formed this alliance because it become a headache. The opposition is the government is taking advantage of the division of the opposition party or among the opposition parties. So, for the well-being of our people, we made a decisive decision to unite our ranks, and then we can work together to serve the interests of our people in the country. So this is the reason we formed the Progressive Democratic Alliance.
And the Progressive Democratic Alliance is comprised of how many people, and what faction are you in? Are you with the government side or SPLM in opposition?
Well, all of us, the major four different groups, we are in the opposition. I represent the Nilotia People Movement. Together, we have a Salvation Movement, and we have a South Sudan People Liberation Movement, and we have a South Sudan Military Movement. All together, the four parties, we form the Progressive Democratic Alliance. But we are in the opposition against the regime of Cuba.
Interesting. Let me come to you, General Deng. The government argues that bringing armed actors fully into a negotiated settlement is the fastest route towards elections and stability. You are a serving soldier. You recently resigned. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to join the opposition.
Yeah, well, Comrade Paul, let me go a bit to why I resigned from the government and joined the opposition movement. South Sudan had been in war for almost 14 years now, although there was some crisis in the middle before even the war of 2013. South Sudan, since the war broke out in 2013, the war returned back to the people between tribal line, and instead to be a political line. Within that perspective, it led an ordinary citizen to suffer. There's no population who is still in the country as we speak. If you break down 13 million, as we speak now, maybe you can get only 6 or 5 point something million in the country. And the reason why is because the government failed in 2013 to deliver the services to the people. And then that one elect people, get themselves like they were no anywhere to settle at all, even their original places. Then the government hunting them like an animal. So it is my pleasure for myself, in order not even to longer to serve the country where there's no citizen that I supposed to serve them as an intelligent officer to serve my people. That is the reason why I joined the opposition movement.
But you did not tell me why you resigned as a member of the serving military command. You are an intelligence officer. Tell me why you resigned.
Yeah, sure. I resigned because of many reasons. This year, last year, 2025, what made me to really leave my job as an intelligence officer? National security was formed to protect the people, not to kill the people. In 2025, it is the first time in history in East Africa as whole to get the government hunting his people using a chemical weapon to ban them, get them away, and they use one as a target. Especially myself, I come from Nasser, Greater Nasser. So the people that was hunting, since January up to date, it is my beloved people.
Wait a minute. Did you just say that the government of South Sudan is using chemical weapons to kill its own people?
That's right. That's right. There's no deny. There's no excuse at all. That is true.
Do you have any evidence to suggest that the government of South Sudan is killing its own people using chemical weapons?
Of course. I can't say I have evidence, the reality. You know, I'm an intelligence officer.
Okay, I think you might have to share with me that video of information that you have after the show, so that we are clear what you're saying is the correct thing.
Thank you. I will do that.
Okay, General, let me go to General Peter. You are one of the leaders for this new political party. The South Sudan government says in Nairobi can succeed while military operations and airstrikes continue in Jonglei. As a leader of this new political party, where do you stand? How do you see these negotiations in Nairobi? You guys are right now in Ethiopia. Why are you not part of these negotiations that are trying to bring about peace in your country?
Well, this negotiation will never bring any lasting peace in the country, in the Republic of South Sudan. Simply, the 2018 peace agreement, nothing wrong about that peace, but because manipulation, conspiracy, lack of political will among the leaders in Juba, they abrogate that peace. The reason now they want to come up for the new formula, calling for the new negotiation, is only to buy time and to legitimize the regime to stay in power. As you can see now, during the daytime, they say one thing, they talk about the peace, but at nighttime, they are killing people, as you can see in Jonglei state. from Jonglei State. Our people now are in bushes. Our people are in swamp area. But the regime is celebrating it. The regime is doing that one deliberately to displace people. What the regime did in Khartoum, in Unity State, when they displaced people because oil exploration, now they are doing it in Jonglei State. This is a scene. This is the plan for the regime. They are using this conflict now as a golden opportunity. They can be able to displace people, and then they can, use the oil against their own will. As General Duck said, it is correct. Regime of Juba use chemical weapons against the civilians. No one can deny that. Yes, as you stated, we will provide to you the videos. No question about that. But let me come back to peace. My dear friend, I think the world needs to wake up. Why you are allowing Salva Kiir regime to play with your mind? You know this man cannot bring peace to South Sudan. And everybody is aware of that. But the problem, our suffering, is becoming an investment in the region, even in the continent of Africa, even in the outside of African continent. South Sudanese bloodshed will become a business. Cartel are in Juba, enjoying our oil money. That's why they are keeping Salva Kiir in power, because they are the one who getting benefit. People of South Sudan, wake up. Don't allow these people to cheat you again. Nothing wrong with 2018 peace agreement. This regime will never implement anything. This regime needs to be toppled by you. Uprising against these people. You, the people of South Sudan. They are not representing you. They are killing you. They are looting your resources. It's enough. Thank you.
I wanted to go back to the point that both of you are bringing up. The two of you are making some serious allegations here. You are saying that the government of President Salva Kiir, Mayardit, is committing crimes against humanity. You're saying that his government is using chemical weapons to kill his people. Can you provide evidence to suggest that?
Paul, I think if there is a time, even now, if I get a chance. Okay.
Please go ahead. Talk. You go ahead.
Okay. Paul, for sure maybe you can say is allegation, but the reality is true. Within short time, I will share you all the videos and also the pictures, and also the harm that also fall in the people. South Sudan teen, this war broke out. It is a full plan to look, especially the people that were targeted, especially in Greater Upper Nile and Greater Equatoria. So, since this war started out, South Sudan been in jungle. So there's no clear day that people get the peace in 2013 up to date. There's no clear day that people get the peace in 2013 up to date.
So I'm getting an echo. Is somebody next to you? Can you turn off? I'm getting an echo.
Is somebody next to you? I'm wondering, and there's nobody. There's nobody around me now. I don't know where this echo come from.
Hello.
I'm saying I'm very clear now. There's nobody very close to me, so I don't know this echo come from.
Okay. Somebody is talking and none of you guys are talking. What's going on? Yeah.
Somebody is talking and none of you guys are talking. What's going on? Yeah. Yes, we are hearing a echo from you now. I think there is even somebody near you.
No. I'm in a studio. I'm by myself.
Okay, perfect. So now I think now you are getting me better, right?
Please go
I
ahead.
think there is somebody near you. Okay. So I think now you are getting me correct. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, let's try this. This is a question to both of you. The government says that bringing PDA fully into the charter process is the only way to a peaceful transition. What do you say?
I don't know, Paul, you have a lot of echo now. I'm getting a lot of echo. I don't know why.
I think that
Paul, you have a lot of echo now. I'm getting a lot of echo. I don't know why. I think that
the echo is from your side. It looks like somebody is there with.
The echo is from your side. It looks like somebody is there with.
Oh, okay, General Peter, can you hear me?
Okay, General, can you hear me?
Okay, General
Yes,
Deng.
I'm hearing you.
Okay.
I'm okay. Yes. I'm hearing you.
Okay.
You well.
General Deng. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, is it possible? Okay, the government says bringing opposition groups like yours is the only way to attain peace in South Sudan.
Is the only way to attain peace
Hello? General Deng.
I'm getting you, Paul.
Okay.
Paul, I'm getting you.
Okay. Sorry about that. I think we had some echo. It looks like General Peter had some issues with his audio. That's why we're getting a lot of feedback. But I apologize to the viewers. I was asking, what can the government do to bring you guys closer to a peace deal? Because you guys, everybody keeps complaining that the government is doing this, the government is doing that. But what are you guys doing? You have been part of government for all these years. Why have you decided to join the opposition now?
Yeah, Paul, to join the opposition, you know, is not a choice. But we've been forced to do that. There's nobody who can even wake up in the morning thinking that he can join the movement while the country is country. But whenever the situation gets worse, the better way is to distance yourself in order to avoid seeing the dirty thing in front of you while you see yourself like you can even serve your country. South Sudan, I can say there's no government in South Sudan. Let me repeat it. There's no government in South Sudan. All of us, we are opposition, including the people who are sitting in Juba. Because the country leadership term ends in 2023, in February 22nd, 2023. So as we speak now, there's no government completely, even though now if people are engaging themselves, especially the forces come from opposition and forces come from Juba. Yes, the opposition force. There's no government completely. Because the government is government whenever is a government by the people and for the people and of the people. So you cannot even call yourself a government while you did not even deliver the services. Now, I can even take you back. South Sudan now we have a 24 months. As we speak today, 24 months, there's nobody who received the salary.
Wow.
So
2 years.
People, 2 years. If people stay like that, what do you think people, especially somebody know that if you're there for the people? So it is a disaster. I can call it a disaster. So the reality, calling for the peace, we were not against the peace, but we need the real peace. You know, if I take you back, especially the peace between South and North that was happened in Nairobi in 2005, everybody flew wherever he was in order to join peace because he knows this is the real peace, the union peace. For us, we question especially this peace, Nairobi peace. We question this peace too much for two reasons. One, the framework he was designed in Juba. So it was designed because President Kiir and his government or any his whatever concern he can call themselves, they designed in order to renew the legitimacy, not because for the peace. Because it is for the peace. Why people are worried for us in order to reject the peace? Why they did not even show the union activities, the process that we know exactly this is the peace. So for us, we call the world, we say, if the world need South Sudan to have a peace, then Nairobi is not a place for the South Sudanese in order to conduct the peace completely, because Nairobi is a part and partial in South Sudan, because these are the people who are milking the cow. You cannot even cut your milk in order to put people in one plate. So this is our argument.
So is that the reason you and your group are in Ethiopia? Because everybody else seems to be in Nairobi. They're having this dialogue, and at the end of it, all they expect to get some tangible results. You and your team are in Nairobi. Is that the reason, or rather you are in Ethiopia? Is that the reason why you refuse to be part of this group in Nairobi?
Of course, we cannot be that part. You know, these people, this Nairobi peace team was created. It was created for the people who are looking the position. It's not for the real peace that people think to be the union peace. You know, you cannot even call a peace negotiation without even defining the root cause. I can even give you an example. You cannot even clean a wound while there is fuse inside without even opening the wound and clean it. Then from there you apply the medicine. So people cannot even starting lobbying for the position in order to deal with the peace. Peace cannot be taken in the country because to get a position. For us, we are not the position. We are not the people for position. We are the people who are looking the union peace that can even get everybody in South Sudan across 10 states to get freedom and work freely in South Sudan and get it. This is their own country, their own blood country. This is the peace that we need.
General Dak Boldeng, earlier you talked about how this current government, led by His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, is not a government of the people. You just reminded me of one famous American president called Abraham Lincoln, who said a government is for the people, by the people, for the people.
Yep.
If I heard you correctly, you seem to suggest that what you have in South Sudan is not a government by the people, for the people, and it's there for a few individuals who are serving at the behest of President Salva Kiir. Is that correct?
That's true.
So how do we change that? And for context, I want to be clear. You are a former active intelligence officer. You're working for the government, right?
Right.
So until when did you decide that everything that you've done leading up to this point, because as an intelligence officer, somebody who was in a higher position, you definitely did a lot of things for the government. So at what point did you change your mind?
Paul, well, the thing changed my mind. You know, the beginning of the last year, military engagement in Eastern Apanal, We are watching closely, especially we, the people who are working in the government, because we thought it should be a conflict between the opposition and the government force, or let me put it, the Juba force. Let me put it very clear. You know, that war that was pushed to Apanal is supposed to be not to be in Apanal. It's supposed to be somewhere else apart from Apanal. But the government or the Juba regime, they don't want Apanal to be stable. And that is why you see you can get the government is working with one person today, tomorrow is out, and then tomorrow you bring another one in, and then tomorrow is out. So all these things, they make it to be a confused scenario in order to run the government parallelly. There is a lot of, you know, if you cross my resignation, I put almost 21 points. And one of them, I pointed out, even, you know, the nepotism and corruption reach up to the level of the deployment in the offices. And also it reached to the level even promotion. I can give you an example. Last week, the government promoted 152 officers. It starts from Major General up to a second LT. Then within that promotion, 51 of them, they are Denka, plus one Morley. And then within that 51 people, and then 149, they are from Warab. So if you look at, do we call this is a promotion or just is a gampolong within the family? So that point itself is clear. Even my resignation is showing exactly what I put in my resignation letter is true. That is number one.
So you're saying that the reason, hold on, you're saying that the reason you resigned, it's because there are these things happening in government. For example, the promotions that you just alluded to that are just given to a certain segment of the population, and not everybody else is benefiting from those promotions.
There's nobody completely. You can even get somebody is promoted almost 3 times a year. One person.
Wow, I know South Sudan has like has a reputation of having the most, I guess, generals in the world. They have more generals than the United States and other countries. So I would not be surprised.
So that is the case. That is the case. You know, there is let me put it a perspective in some people who always sit around the government. I mean, around the presidency. It's like people are competing with rank. Because, you know, people, especially people who are around the president, they say that now, despite the fact people are coming in with peace and all those things, and then these people, they will come with a lot of rank, and then we will be under. So do promotion. This is always what they do. And then to make it worse, you can get even yourself, your senior from another person. And then tomorrow you get yourself, you have almost distance of 200 people. A person which is you look him behind you yesterday and then you will get your boss today. And getting a military like that, we cannot even call it is a corruption, is a totally mess. That is why now South Sudan does not even having a national army. The people who are fighting themselves, they are all militia. From the government side is militia, and also from the opposition side, they are militia. There's no since 2007. This is the time that the national army get graduated. But from that day up to now, there's nobody.
What's the status of the former vice president who is under trial, former vice president Riek Machar, and all the other opposition leaders who have been incarcerated or put in prison and pending trial?
Paul, in reality, I cannot give you a clear status, but the reality is like this. That court, each of everybody knows, even Denka community themselves. Let me put it, because there is the individual people who are playing with the mind of a large community called Denka. Yeah, they use their name in order to manipulate, to just push the government to do things like that. Even themselves, if you get the layman, he can tell you that court is not the real court for Dr. Machar and his group. That court is a political tactic that just to delay the scenario. President Kiir. President Kiir.
Hello? Oh, okay, you're back.
To put your side. Yes. Just doing like that to put your side, because himself, even if people are talking, saying that President Kiir, he will even step down in order to get somebody to come in to replace him, that one is liar. It will not happen. President Kiir just he needs to leave the country while he's going to the grave. That is what he put in his mind. Even his son, he will not even give that power to him while he's still alive. And one of the reason, he knows very well the thing that he missed. If you give that power to another person, and then he will be in trouble. So it's better to separate this power while he's going to the grave. That is the concern. And that is why people think now like he can even like, he can give the power to another person, but tomorrow you will get that close person is supposed to take the power, is very far to him. For example, like what has happened from Comrade Bullmail. So Sudanese by then, they thought Bullmail will take power. Even Bull reached to the acting, saying that I said, and then, if you get a vice president saying, I said, which means that you got power already. But what happened next? Paul now is end up in jail. It happened also the time that Comrade Akol, my boss, was in power. So you see Akol like is the alternative. And then at the end, he put Akol back. And then, one of the reasons why you give Bull Mel power is because he play a good card, especially President Kiir. Mm-hmm. He play a good card. Bringing Bull Mel in is to make Bull Mel to work with Akol and Comrade Machar to put them in jail, because he does not even need these two people because they are very close to him. He don't want them to put them. So he needs somebody to put as a mirror, and then from there he will act under him. So that is why he brought Bull Mill up at a time that the business is finished. And then you see what happened. And then Bull is gone. So this is the game Comrade Selpa doing. And in reality, the peace in Nairobi, Comrade Paul, is not the peace.
Okay, hold your thought for a minute. You are watching Different Perspectives. We are streaming live across all social media platforms. For those just joining us, we are discussing the political crisis in South Sudan, and the Tumeina initiative are now underway in Nairobi. Follow the conversation on Substack, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube. Just search for Paul Ndiho or Different Perspectives. If you value independent journalism that asks hard and balanced questions, consider supporting this platform. Your donation allows us to continue to produce this daily program and in-depth conversations like this one that you are watching without external pressure. Your support will help us even reach out to a larger audience. Thank you, and we continue with bringing you the most latest updates across Africa. And Genodeng, before your colleague left, I wanted us to look at some of the things that are happening. For example, do you think a PDA can measure up to maybe to assert a certain level of pressure to bring Salva Kiir's regime down? Because all the other opposition groups have failed. What alternative are you offering other than what we have seen before?
Comrade Paul, to tell you frankly speaking, PDA, of course, is very young in terms of being in the market. It's still young. And one of the reasons why we've been even stay for all this long without even coming to the social media, to the other platform in order to announce ourselves, we maintain that dignity in order for us to work, to do our homework, to find out why other people fail. And one of the reasons why we come together, working individually, is the opportunity for the government to take that lead. So as we think now, we're now coordinating in order for us to come together. Maybe you will even get within 2 weeks to come, we will even get ourselves, we reach to the 20 to 20 something party under PDA. Why we do that is because just we don't want to work alone. Because working alone, you give a regime in Juba an opportunity to play that big game. For us, we not because we are against the peace. You know, war come after when peace fail. And war is come whenever you get frustrated, especially whenever you get nowhere to go. You get war as an option. So for us, we put war as an option. Let me put it very clear. We are working very hard in order to change the location if the world is getting out very well, especially that peace that need to be implemented very well. You know, even that peace of 2005 was implemented because President Bashir is willing, he have a political will in order to give South Sudanese right. That is why that peace was implemented. But this peace, even if we sign that peace today in Nairobi, probably will not even all people will go to Juba. Because people will know exactly what happened from the Machar team, it will going to happen also to other team. So government do that in order to hunt people while people are together with him. And you know, whenever you get somebody hunting you while you are together with him in one room, it's very easy to get you. So that piece for sure, for us, we say like this. If the world, especially the region, know exactly South Sudan need peace, let them accept our proposal. Because our proposal, we say that this peace should be moved from the hand of the IGAD to put to American responsibility, and then the African Union will take the supervision because it's a home, you know. So whenever the opposition try to turn their mind, and then America will take force. And then also if the government try to turn its back, and then also you will say, no, we have document, and then follow it. You know what make this 2018 peace make the thing not to happen? You know, there is a perspective from the people who are across, who are closing within the presidency. People saying that what is happening in 2013, if these people come in, and then the Denka will get this group will get revenge in order to go back to what happened in 2013. But that one is liar completely. Is a big liar, because this is what they use now in social media, especially the people who are pressing the president here to be in the power. So that one is liar. There's nobody who has that intention. Our intention just we need somebody who can lead the people. And people will feel this government is for the people, by the people, and of the people. This is the government that we are looking for for South Sudan. So it's not an individual entity whereby you can never get yourself today, you kick somebody out and then bring somebody tomorrow. You see, now if you look, there are some individual institution, let me make it very short. There are some individual institution whereby you cannot even get a non-denker since the creation. So take example like Minister of Finance, if you count the people who are non-denker, you can get them there only 3 or 2. And then going to the NALPET, also is the same thing. Now they reach to the level to the revenue authority, whereby you cannot even get somebody help from there. The people who are within together with presidency. So there's some individual institution that they own it as for the family. Then
let me ask you. Let me ask you. You know,
yes.
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out why you and your colleagues are talking about wanting to unite Sudan, bring the country together, but you are not part of this peace process that is taking place in Nairobi. You and your team are in Ethiopia. You've launched this team and you're somewhere in Ethiopia. And you're talking about a country of national unity. How are you going to have a country of national unity where you guys can sit and have conversations on the same table when you cannot have those conversations amongst yourselves? How are you going to do that under even this current arrangement, the PDA?
Yeah, the current arrangement for the PDA, we put our timetable. Even though if I'm not going to disclose all of it, we have a timetable that we are going to sit together as the leader. You cannot even work with something that you need to change the scenario while you do not even get the chance to have a face-to-face communication.
So,
Sudanese, let me come.
Okay. Are you operating as a political party or pressure group, or are you operating as a rebel movement now?
A rebel movement. Just is a line under a movement. It's a rebel movement.
So you guys are operating as rebels now, and you're operating inside. You're operating inside of Ethiopia.
For us, we are in ground, Paul. Let me put it very clear. We are in ground. Even that war take place in Jonglei, we have force in there, not IO alone. You know that force is not IO alone. Even that war broke out in Eastern Equatoria, we have group. So for us, we are here as a leader in order to coordinate our communication. That is why we are here.
Okay, so just to be clear, you said you are not just a political movement, but you are also a rebel armed group that is trying to fight the government of South Sudan.
That is true.
So as we speak, I'm speaking to you as a rebel leader.
Sure. That is right.
Do you realize what you just said? Do you realize what you just said? You just said that you are part of a movement that is orchestrating the downfall of a legitimate, quote unquote, elected regime in South Sudan. So you are a rebel force right now trying to fight the government of Salva Kiir.
Paul, right now, we will not do that in order to come, making a war.
No, just answer the question. Just answer the question, yes or no.
Yeah. I'm coming to your question. For us, we are using for self-defense force because our force were in that place just to stay there in order for us to organize them. But the regime revoked them. They booked them in order to put them for the war. Just the people who are fighting, they are fighting for self-defense, not even the declare, even the IO themselves. They were not declare war. Just they are making for self-defense. So we are that in ground for self-defense because we are still coordinating our strength. That is why we say that let us take a chance, not even to declare, because whenever you declare war, whenever you get yourself, you are ready. But for us, we've been there in order to organize ourselves. And then at any time, we can even declare a war whenever you get strength. That is why we are there in ground.
Okay, so
So
if I hear you correctly, are you part of what's going on in Jonglei State?
we have group in Jonglei State, of course.
So your troops are fighting already in Jonglei State?
Of course, if somebody come and attack you in your place, Paul, what can you do? You can defend yourself. So they are there to defend themselves.
But again, to the point I made earlier, you have so many militia groups in South Sudan. You have so many people wanting to fight for power in South Sudan. What makes you think that you are the alternative? Why should people support your movement?
Of course, we call ourselves to be alternative for two reasons. One, the reason why we take this long is because we prepare to make our post to be a well-trained. You know what kill people nowadays is because the government is using militia, IO is using militia, so other forces they are using militia. But for us, we say no. We say no. Use because whenever you send those people in the ground, some people they will click their mind, saying that let us rebel. And then for us, we are now arranging ourselves, even though it will take 2 years from now. We will do it because just we need to prepare ourselves to be a proportional army. Whenever we declare war against the regime, we declare against the regime, just the fighting will be between the regime and the rebel movement would train themselves. This is number one. That is why we call ourselves to be alternative. Because South Sudan is in 2013, people are using just militia. You can get even using YAM at home. And that is why now all the consequences, they return back to the civilian. That one we reject. We reject. We say that we cannot even tackle the regime using the YAM. For us, we are making ourselves to be a proportional army. That is number one. Number two, for us, we try to put ourselves into the position to be alternative, to make everything ready, including our constitution, so that whenever we get a chance, even if it is a one country, and then we will settle our government, because we need to show to the community that there is a new government who coming, who are going to work for the people and by the people and of the people. So that is why we say that we are alternative.
Okay, so to that point, I'm not going to allow you to get on with murder. I wish I had a government person to respond to some of those things that you're saying. But what is it that the government has done that has caused you to want to start this opposition, this rebel movement that you're doing?
Let me mention only two perspectives. One, it is my life. You know, the time that people were starting to divide the poor from Malakal to Eastern Afanal, I was among the officers who were trying to tell the community not to fight the government force. And also, we are the people who coordinate also the mission, saying that don't fight with the civilian, because those people they need peace. Then at the time that the war broke out, one day I attended a senior meeting within the national security, just a security meeting. Within the meeting, one of my boss, which is the former DG, former deputy director within the ISB, say within that meeting saying that the government have a right to kill the people using bomb, because those people, they are no longer citizens. They are rebel. How come you can even call a citizen somebody who are in his place, there's no gun, and you call him a rebel? And then also another issue that make me to feel very faint. I hope you come across there was a statement that was made by a cabinet minister, Dr. Ilya Lomoro, whereby he select 16 county of Nuer community, saying that to divide those 16 county, put some of them to be hostile, and then some of them to be a friendly county. As a country, if you get to dividing the country like that, I mean the country like that, you are now showing a cleansing within the community. Then another example, recently even General Wulung, he said that he don't want to see any living thing, including even hen. If a general say like that and put in parade, in a military parade, and then and those people, they are not well trained. Let me put it very clear, Paul. If somebody get such a word like that from a big person, on his body will even take that opportunity in order to apply that order. So they take it out of order. That is why now in Jonglei, the people get killed. They are not the people who are in front line. They were not the people who are in front line. They are the people who are at home. So if you get such a government, how do you can continue to working with them? That is the one of the things. And that is the one of the reasons why I left the government.
Okay, a good point. Maybe we're almost out of time. Do you see a possibility where you and your other rebel leaders are going to engage the government, maybe to figure out how to address some of these things? Because how many more wars can we have in South Sudan? How many more rebel movements can we have in South Sudan?
I can know only the people who were now trying to coordinate, but there are more than that. There are many. Most of them, they are from Greater Equatoria and Greater Afanal, the people who are participating by the current regime. And of course, the rebel group who come from Greater Bargadal, they can be only something like 10 downward. So they are not more than that. But if you go to Greater Equatoria, there are many more than 20, and then in Greater Apanal, there are more than 30. So one of the reasons is because people participated, especially the people who are leading those movements. You can get yourself, you are leaping from the government and joining the movement, you will get the same system using nepotism. So it's the one who makes people really to have a different perspective in order to have a different parties. But now what we are trying to preaching out, we said you can have a different ideology, a political ideology, but at the same time you can have the same objective, especially like the four of us that we come together under PDA. We have different ideology. Some of us, they decide that let us work for Apanal in order to be a country. Some of us decide that no, let us work for the country as whole to be to remain the same. And at the time that we end with this discussion, we say, okay, our objective is the President Kiir and his team. That is why we come together. Otherwise, we cannot even come together because we have different ideology. But we end up to get ourselves. We have one objective in order to topple down the regime.
Okay. Final question: who funds you? How many people are you? And where do you get the resources to carry on these activities that you are planning to do?
We do it for our own. We don't have somebody funding us. And that is why we say up to now, we have almost 1 year now without even declaring official war, is because we don't have funding, but we maintain ourselves in order to do our part, because, it's a commitment. It's a commitment within us. Some of us, they reach to the level that they reach even to the almost 6 months without even also having a contact with his family. But we say, no, let us counting like it should be remain like other South Sudanese, because even if we were there also, they cannot even benefit from us. So for us, we're funding ourselves. We do that one for our own. There's nobody who funding us.
I mean, there is an arms embargo to South Sudan. So how do you get arms to fight the government?
And then where do the government get the arm? Well, we get the gun from the government.
Is that so?
We get the gun from the government. There's nowhere.
Well, General, I think that's all we can do for now. Thank you so much. Of course, to my guest, General Peter Chol Gatlak, who disappeared. He was here earlier, but I don't know what happened to him. So he left without notice. Thank you so much, Major General Dak Boldeng. Thank you for your insights and for joining me tonight. To our viewers, thank you for watching. If you value independent journalism that asks hard questions, balanced questions, consider supporting this platform. Your donation will allow us to continue producing this kind of content, in-depth conversations like this one that you just had. For example, we just got some breaking news here. I was talking to one of the rebel leaders of the new rebel groups that was formed in South Sudan called PDA. Be sure to follow me on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn, Spotify, and Substack. Just search for me, Paul Ndiho, or Different Perspectives. Subscribe, share, and keep the conversation going. I am Paul Ndiho. Good night, and so long from Washington. We'll continue to monitor these developments very closely, especially what's happening in South Sudan, the trial of the former vice president and other opposition leaders. Until then, so long from Washington. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Stick around.